Another Monday means another set of upgrade packs, and the question is, how do we grind them? So we've got a lot of different things going on at the moment. We've got so many players that we just don't know what to do with. We have Footstar Academy upgrade, we have obviously League SBC, just so much content, it's unbelievable. Then we have the 84 times 5 as well that is repeatable every day 3 times. So you get 15 cards, 3 chances of somebody semi-good. So the question is, the 80 plus player picks, are they worth it? And I think 1 of 2 is a little bit on the lower side. I personally always like a 1 of 3 if possible, because more than likely you will get somebody that is on the lower scale. And if you've only got 2 options, 3 is always better, as we know.
Are you tired of using players like this? I would much rather have teams more like this. Then I recommend going over to skycoach.gg for all of your coaching and coins needs. They are cheap, fast and reliable, but at the checkout make sure you are using code JT11 for a discount on your orders. Back to the video.
But it is a minimum gold, 1 rare, 8 in the club, so 7 common and 1 rare. So we're going to be looking, we're going to do 2 straight away just to see what the sort of weight is off just 2. Okay, well, we couldn't get better than the first one. 86 is nice to begin with. That is always fantastic. And, okay, we get a future star in the second one. Don't take this as a hint because, Jesus, that is crazy. Maybe not necessarily the most expensive future stars, but you will always take 2 walkouts off 2. So, the 50 of them that we're going to be crafting for the next video is going to be very important. But where do we get all these cards from? That is going to be the big question, and we're going to be using the same sort of method that we've been using for all this time. I'm not saying that this week is the greatest to do, but to be honest, I will take any of the Future Stars Team 2, or just any in general good player we've got. The lookouts we're looking for is obviously the left wing from Serie A. Enzo Fernandez looks really good. Musiala looks very nice as well. And there is a few decent players, like Orejo would be a cracking shout if you wanted to. And again, there is a couple more that you can go with. But in terms of how you grind these, we're going to go with the League SBC method. And you could do 1 of 2 things once doing the player pick that we'll discuss at the end. So straight away with the premium upgrade, the best way to do this is to, as we always say, pick a certain league. So for instance, I personally go with Prem as the La Liga or Prem. I go with Serie A for the Serie A or Bundesliga. The Lib is a pretty standard, and we go for Marseille out of Ligue 1 and Eredivisie. So what this means is when we come to doing the 80 plus picks, we can use any of the players that are not going to be utilised in that. If I'm doing 50, I just send it no matter what. But realistically, if I'm looking at this club and thinking, what can I put in? I will go with everything that is against what obviously we want to put into them League SBCs. So for instance, we've got 7 cards there. If we then look at the rare, this would be the perfect example of basically what this SBC would be like if I'm grinding League SBCs at the same time. Personally, you can just go ahead and whack everything into the 80 plus pick and then start again if you want to get a few done if your club's already stocked with some players, and just get as many done as possible. But basically the best way to get this done, so if you've started already, say you've got nothing in your club, you're on 0 golds, which is very hard to believe. There is so many SBCs and also objectives that will get you players straight off the bat. I don't believe everybody has finished all of these packs, and yes, some of them are like 2 rare player, 83. You might not be using a lot of them, but you've got Silver Stars with a few well, no, in fact, not even that. You've got Anthony with a few packs. You've obviously then got Silver Beast. You've got the Centurion wins as well as matches, and all of the other good stuff there. So that's going to be one number way to get cards if you are not looking to go and purchase any. Say you've got no coins. If then you are looking how to do this the correct way and the way to kind of minimize any loss. Personally, these 2 players, so you've got a Jumbo Gold and you also have a small Prime Gold players, they are both tradable. So once you have done these 2, sell absolutely everything from these. So for instance, if we're looking at Marseille, we can then go ahead, and you're not going to make money all the time. It will be a hit and miss. Personally, I came back to this after doing Team of the Year, and we managed to pack a Neymar. 70k is 70k. Gives me enough run around to obviously go ahead and do it again. So for instance, you can just go and buy the players. Obviously you want to look at the best deal. So for Marseille, the personal best way is to go with all the gold rares, as they tend to be the cheapest. So if we go and whack everybody in that we haven't got, We've got these two, don't we? Then we can go ahead and we go with you. The rest then will obviously just be the gold rares. So for instance, if we wanted to do this, and I'll do this one as an example, as obviously I can show you what you get back in terms of packs. I don't know if the commons have gone up a little bit or if they are a little bit cheaper. I think they are all chilling around about the K100 mark, which is a pretty standard. Again, you might find them a little bit more expensive depending on the time of day. And if you do get the left back, that is, or the left mid, in fact, that is always a nice little extra bonus for chemistry. So we've obviously got all of them. I think we got 2 more commons, did we? I actually don't know. We got, 2 more commons, so that's perfect. That sets everything into motion. So we've got the commons, and that is kind of like the extra bit. And then once we go for the rares, normally they are pretty cheap, depending on the time of kind of when you put them in, when you're going to go buy them. Sometimes they can be a little bit more expensive. Obviously, I feel like this guy is definitely a lot more expensive than previous times. Okay, he's a lot more expensive than he was previous. 1.5k is crazy. Normally they were coming in a lot cheaper, but we should still be able to make money. It looks like everybody is cottoning on to this way, which is a pretty standard. And with upgrade packs, especially the first little bit of it, so as we see, this guy's coming in a bit cheaper. You can obviously do the gold upgrades as well if you want to add any extra value, if you want to try and pack a few more before obviously going to buy them. But this will still be an absolute gem of a way as we do already. So is he 1.4 as well? It looks like these are definitely up in price. So if you do want to sell them instead, then obviously by all means don't do the League SBC way if you think that you haven't got the coins to get this started. But we should be able to get a few. And to be honest, what we could have done potentially is gone with a few more gold commons instead of obviously going for the rares. But this is the team done. So if we go ahead and whack as many people into the right positions as possible. Why is it not giving me the chem? For some reason that's not the chem, and I don't know why. We will go with the right back. I suppose you could go with the left mid and the goalkeeper for chem, or even go for a striker if there is one. But a position modifier is not too expensive, and especially if you've got the premium upgrades as well. So I think we did an 80 plus player pick. The third one, we're going to walk out again. So at the minute, we're 3 for 3 with walkouts. I guarantee we do the 50 and we get like 4 walkouts at a max. But the Jumbo Gold Pack, if you do manage to get a Future Star, it's absolutely perfect. If not, still utilize everything that you get. If you need the players, for instance, if we have a look, we could use the English player, but everybody else is not going to be useful. So if we look at the commons, we sell absolutely every one of them. If they're going for, say, 600, 700 a pop, you're looking at least 3 to 4k there. We can obviously discard these. We can sell the Hunter if needed. Obviously, that goes for, say, a good 600, 700, whatever you're looking for. And then also, if you get any position modifiers, you can sell them for about 500, 600 as well. If you've obviously got coins, keep them in and keep them rotated. But I would say sell absolutely every single one of them, and that is going to be perfect to get some money back, and hopefully you will get more upgrades as we go. If obviously you want to kind of start the grind off a little bit more as well, you can obviously go and do the silver upgrades to get yourself some common golds, which again could be useful in the other sections of the League SBC. So these two, obviously sell them, sell everybody you get, and if you manage to get a walkout, Future Star, or an inform, that's going to just give you a whole run through, as they are relatively cheap as we go through these lot. Obviously the libs normally coming in about a K and a half. Libs and subs, utilize them as much as you can. You only need 8 golds, which you should have a lot of libs, and then obviously the suds can be used as the bronzes. Just get the chemistry and job is a good one. Prem wise, again, look through what you've got. I think we've got a relatively stacked club because we're going to do a lot of these upgrades. But again, you just look through all of the players you've got. Go with obviously the one per league and just make it as minimum as possible. If you obviously get the 4 rares in, get the rest being common, it should be relatively easy to do. Once you're from there, you've got 2 untradeable packs plus the Prime Gold Players Pack. Then obviously you can go ahead and utilize again any of the players you are not going to rerun through. And if you do manage to get an 80 plus and you've got an 80 or 81, always go for a League SBC card. If you get Pyatt or obviously the other 82, then any Prem or Serie A, pick them if they're the better option, and you can just recycle them back through as you do more upgrades. And that's going to be the best way. There is very little other ways other than starting at the absolute bottom with bronze packs, but I think with the kind of non-need of bronze rares or any sort of bronze cards at the moment, they are going to be very tough to make some coins from. And to be honest, at this point, it's going to take a lot longer to obviously get 1 or 2 80 plus picks in 3 days rather than grinding the league SBC, maybe losing out on 10 to 50k at the max to then obviously do a handful more of the 80 plus player picks. Then obviously you want to do the Future Stars Academy if you are looking for Nuno, or if you want to do any of the other SBCs that we've got countless amounts of players. You obviously get tradable packs back in that. For instance, a gold pack, rare gold, get them all sold, any tradable stuff, get it sold, and then put it back into the League SBC. And that's going to be the best way to do the 80 plus player pick. Let me know down below if you need any more help. Apart from that, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll catch you for hopefully 50 80 plus player picks. Check out a video on the screen. Peace.